right now. The V stands for vital. I got a serious question to ask you, Meg. It's time to get woo with Lady Woo and the crew. The Emmy Award winning, life changing, bridge building, entertainment filled, substance packed, turn up talk show. Vital. I'm gonna try again. Everyone's talking about. Adjust your radio and find us on social media at V949 on Facebook so you can watch and comment. Vital. It's on your radio. That's what I'm talking about. Now.
That's vital. That's vital.
Yes, we are. It's B90.9 WATV. Welcome to Vital. It is the day after the Magic City Classic. Ladies, you all okay?
Yeah, we good.
I'm
I'm
resting.
sure you are. Introduce yourselves, please.
Hey, it's Tiffany the Bombshell.
It's Cinta.
It's your girl, Lovely Bones.
And of course, I'm Lady Wu. Welcome in everybody that is viewing, all of you who are listening through your radio. Thanks for joining us. Wrapping up a long week. It has been a long week, but we have enjoyed every moment of it from one Sunday to the next. And we're back here with you live. I know a lot of people are like taking off today and tomorrow trying to recuperate, but you know, life you got to keep moving. Just got to keep moving. It's vital that you do. So big week for the Magic City, the whole Magic City, and everybody who came in. If you're still here and you're listening to us, this show airs every Sunday. You can catch us on our app wherever you go, wherever you're from. You can always pull us up. Go to your Apple Store or your Google Play Store and pull up B949, and you'll be able to get the app, and we can go home with you wherever you're going. And then tell them about the Vital Vixens because we talk about a lot of different stuff. This is it. You hear it? Can we talk just for a minute? Well, let's talk then. So this week, any news, any interesting news, anything happened that you guys remember? Um, I have a story, but I'm gonna save mine. What do you all have?
I have the judge from Talladega who was recently voted to be removed in a unanimous and rare decision because of his racist remarks.
Mm.
He's supposedly accused of being a sexist and a racist. He made some disparaging comments about George Floyd and Black Lives Matter, and he shared some videos of young women doing a strip tease.
He did all of this together, or like
Well, they wrote the article, it seemed together,
right?
but
Like
I'm
he was
sure
just wilding one day at work, and somebody walked in and was like, "Boy, you gotta go."
today.
Right? You've been sexist, racist. What else? What else was he?
Sexist and racist, and he said disparaging words against George Floyd.
All in the same day. You got to get out of here.
Yeah,
So
doing too
this,
much.
yeah, just he was on one that day, and this is in Talladega.
Yes, Talladega.
Hmm.
Mhm. And they've never made a unanimous vote in that county to remove a judge, so that's why
Oh,
that
so
was
this is a big
newsworthy.
deal. Yeah, this is a
Mhm.
big deal. So times are changing everywhere, and you can't just say and do whatever you want. I guess. Look, Jackie said the same damn day. Jackie, that's what it reads like. Like I don't know if it happened in the same day or not, or if they like collected a file on him.
You know, he was not playing.
I'm glad that something was done though, because so often um people just get by and they get off with things and being away. I know, we hadn't heard anything else about Tarrant. What happened to Tarrant with the city council that called his constituent a house
That's right.
Negro and some other things that had been said. We hadn't heard anything else about that.
Mm-mm.
No.
No, we haven't.
Are we expecting to hear something about it?
Of course not.
Should we hear something about it?
It's gonna die down.
What should we hear? Like that he's off too?
Oh, he told us he wasn't resigning. He did a whole news interview and he said,
I
don't
said
wanna
what
quote-
I said.
Okay. You saw it too then.
So when people say what they mean, be it racist, be it misogynistic, be it insensitive, if they really mean what they're saying, should they be punished for it? Even if it's offensive. Look, I said it and I meant it. And what?
Right.
Like what should happen? Like what do y'all really think should happen? This is what you feel. This is really what he believes.
I think it's no different than I think we've discussed it before. I think when you choose to put yourself in a position of influence,
Mhm.
you are required. We discussed this when we were talking about the election, right? We were like, well, who would run and things like that, because Wu told us I'm gonna be Wu regardless.
Yeah. I
you
don't know how to
know,
do anything different.
but you have to realize perception is key in
Mhm.
these positions, right? So I perceive you to be in the upper echelon of mannerisms, of
Fake.
yes,
Oh, okay.
period.
Oh, okay.
So if you can't display this day, not just today,
Mhm.
day, you are subject to be judged. You are subject to be asked to resign, no matter the thought of free speech. Because I see it's fair. Free speech works either way. If I'm calling you out for you being a racist, or if you're a racist calling me out, I think free speech shouldn't be muffled. I don't want to convolute that. So I think
Okay.
that's fair.
Okay.
I just feel like if you're put in a position like that and you know you're a certain way, why even do it anyway? And obviously, he's pretty much probably did this so many times where people just say, "Okay, we go," but he must have said something or did something to the wrong person.
This is how I feel. So we just saw it with our last president. Donald Trump was pretty solid. I I personally think that he had a way of doing and saying things that did not they were rather camouflaged, kind of sorta. He wasn't just totally
Right.
Some people feel like that things were blatant. That's not really what it was. He was rather suggestive. Stand back, stand down. That's kind of like suggestive.
He was smart.
Yeah. So he said some things and he meant what he said, but it was the way that he said them. So this guy apparently said the things and was straight out with them. Okay, Tiffany, what you think? Can you say and do what you want to do as an elected official?
Oh,
You ran on it.
That's hard because I believe of freedom of speech, but then it's like I don't know. It's kind of like the same situation with Dave Chappelle, not an elected official, but what do we say is wrong? Like, okay, we know racist remarks are wrong, but he really does feel that way. So, what do you do?
Well, I think when you're judged, this is the pinnacle statement. You are a judge. You are a circuit judge. So to be racist isn't an option.
Yeah.
You're right. You're to be non-biased.
Like, how many people have you sent to jail and the
Because-
length of
Mhm.
time you spent
Yes.
based off of race? We don't know.
Got it. Okay, so now it's becoming a vital thing. We got to get you off of here because if you feel this way,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I see. You're not fair.
Not at all.
Mhm.
You can't be.
So I bet there's all kind of stories swirling around Talladega, like, oh yeah, he been doing this for years, and so
When you read the article, it implies that it's not his first run-in. It is not the first time he's made women in his office feel uncomfortable. It's not unbeknownst to the office that he's racist. So it was like, it was almost like what you described, except for it probably didn't happen in one day, but we compiled
Right,
it,
right, right.
compiled
Right.
it until we were like, this is blatant racism. And I think that's what made it newsworthy, because no one had ever unanimously voted to remove a circuit judge. And everyone, once they saw everything that was laid out, had to agree. You can't be a sitting judge.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's that. Give us your thoughts and comments on it. I see you watching. I know you're listening. So if you want to comment on that, you feel that elected officials, celebrities, people in any position of public influence should be completely held to a higher standard when it comes to their thoughts and opinions. But this is just a vital conversation. This is not, these aren't our personal beliefs in the moment of voting or deciding, but this is just kind of for conversation's sake. Do you really think that people don't have those private thoughts and conversations about other groups of people, other decisions and things like that. But we want them to remain neutral and non-biased in every situation because they're for the people. I am for the people. I'm for the people that are like me. And people say that. We say campaigner, they say that when they're campaigning. They tell you what they stand for, but then they get in and they say it on a public platform and we get surprised. I'm just like, I don't know why you're surprised. I never understand. So yeah. What else? Oh, what else?
So
What else?
Nene Leaks is
child.
on videos they telling people and crying, leave her alone. Um, basically about the funeral of her husband. Did her cast support her? What gifts did she get from the cast? And basically, like, oh, they gave me stuff, but I really didn't like it. But I'm not gonna, worry about it. But yeah, that's what happened. But y'all need to leave me alone because I'm grieving. Like, don't use that man's death as a way to get attention and start trauma, man.
Oh my goodness. So they gave her they gave her what?
Flowers.
Mhm.
They sent
Okay.
flowers, and she said it was from all the castmates. And then it was like, oh, I did this for you, and I did that for you, and I never bothered anybody, and this is all I get is a group flower bouquet.
Uh-huh. That's exactly what
Oh,
she
yeah.
said.
So basically something happens to me and y'all go get one flower and I don't like it.
Because she said everybody could have spent their own $200.
Yeah.
She made it was so tacky.
Oh.
It was so tacky. No cap. It was so tacky. She said, "Yeah, the girls they sent me an arrangement. They all chipped in. It was all of
Yeah.
$200." No lie.
But
she
I
said
know your
this on the
husband
radio.
died. Why
I
are you
had
even
I had a
thinking
whole
about it?
garden in the house anyway, so it really doesn't
Oh.
matter. Like,
Like,
baby, why
she
you gotta
went
throw that
off.
shade like that? This is you're supposed to be grieving, ma'am. Not
Everyone grieves differently.
I know, but she been like that before grieving. So
That's news. Um Oh, thoughts and feelings? Should she not have said anything? I mean, I think y'all should have bought me something else. Why y'all didn't take me shopping?
It wasn't I think her castmate said it best. I loved her. I don't watch the reality shows, but
Mhm.
her castmate made a response that became newsworthy.
Mm.
Very classily, she said, "What's strange is we don't hang out with Nene. We were only there
Girl, don't get me
to
started.
baby.
Don't
we
get me
were
started.
we were only there to support and love Greg, whom had been supportive the whole time we did the show." She said it in reality, the bouquet was in honor of Greg. She said, "Girl, we don't owe you nothing."
oh, okay.
Basically, I told y'all people get the feeling like that we're not friends. We do a show together. Now we're friends. Okay, so let me give us a bell. We
But
are
you're
actually
not
friends.
obligated.
Right. Like
Yeah.
what people I'm about to go on one of our former he's a comedian from the city, has a show. He gets on these rants about being entitled. Like it's one of those type of things that what makes you feel like I have to give you something or do something special for you or do more for you than I choose to do. It's a choice to do anything for you, to even acknowledge that it happened to you. She's gonna get another show.
Now, if
Mhm.
we make it vital, can we say that culturally, sometimes that is in our culture? Like, for some reason, we have an unfair expectation without building those foundations for relationship,
Girl.
right? I'm just going to in our group, while we all are friends, we still are establishing individual relationships, right?
Right.
We text each other, we do that. So
All
I
day.
appreciate it when Tiffany said, "Hey, it's no expectation," right? But in our culture, it is expected, from doing business to friendships to, "Oh, I just expected you to do this," right?
Why? Is it because I would do it as your friend? Like, this is what I would do. So I'm expecting me from you. You know, if something happens to you, I'm getting you a card, I'm putting $100 in it. So when something happens to me, I'm
Right.
expecting a card with $100 in it. But that ain't what you do.
Right.
Yeah. And am I giving it just to get back? Like, are you giving it for the right reasons, or are you
Yep.
giving it to well, I did it for you, you gotta do it for me.
Right.
And Rosa, you're saying that this is a cultural thing. This is one of those things where I'm having to prove what is that? Why? How do we
It's
get
a
like
I
that?
don't know, but
I think culturally, because think about a funeral, like from the people attending the funeral, they expect to eat afterwards.
Go-
no
But
cap,
you
it's a
don't
culture
have
thing.
to.
You're right. You're
It's
right.
a culture
have to
thing.
eat
Why we don't
afterwards.
know,
But
right?
we expect it in the black community, I would say.
A repast.
Yes.
But that's for the family to receive the gift.
right.
That's for you to come and bring your gifts to the family and leave, or to come and give them a hug, not to come and sit down and
Mm-mm,
eat
babe, where
the chicken and the
you knew what I was
green
finna say.
beans and the
Supposed to be walking out
potatoes
with carryout boxes.
and the tea and the water. That's just
I'm
not
gonna
what
make
it's
my
for.
to-go box first, and then I'll be back to have my plate all eat here.
No, you will not. You will bring us this card, and you will not get your whole neighborhood to go in on it. You will bring a card. You will bring a card. You will bring a card.
I definitely didn't bring a card, but I brought a plate because I
Right,
showed
your
up to the
bag.
funeral.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's why I said let's make it vital. Let's make it about our culture because we all see Nene Leaks be a fence lord, but culturally it is something that we're experiencing. Culturally, it is something an unfair expectation. Again, it's no different than doing business. You have some people that will shy away from doing business with someone else because I don't want the main person I do business with to see me, even though, girl, I want that
Mm.
shirt right there. But I'm still shop over here with you. It's almost like a misplaced sense of entitlement. Like you owe me
Wow.
this for the relationship.
Oh, you
As
nothing.
simple as they didn't wish me a happy birthday on Facebook, so I'm not gonna wish them one.
Child, I
God.
almost stood up. I forgot we was on the camera. I almost stood up.
Wow, this is all accurate. So I'm hearing a lot about adults and friendships and how, you know, and expectations, more of the expectations than the solid friendships. I was thinking this morning, I don't even know what came. Oh, I do know where it came from. I was thinking about how no new friends was it was such a thing to say, but it's so inaccurate. Like the older I get and the more that I matriculate in good circles with good people, I'm finding solid people that I can spend my time with, I can check in with, I can pray with, I can dog other people. Like I can shop with, I can go out of town with them, dream and live and do life with these people. And these are new people. Now, the expectations start to come in when it's built on something else, when it's not built on organic connection. Like if we just vibe and we connect, we going to keep vibing and connecting.
Build that, boo.
Okay,
Build
let me
that.
build that.
Yeah.
We going to keep vibing and connecting. But then when those expectations come in of what it's supposed to look like, and you weren't like this last time, it's a new day. The friendship is the same. I care about you the same. Like we rock the same, but I'm doing things differently. So respect what I'm doing differently or how I'm moving different or whatever it is. Just respect the growth of your friendships. I've seen that so much lately. People don't want their friends to be or do better.
Right.
I don't get that. What I do get though is if I see my friends not wanting me to grow and to go and do better, we can't be friends.
Come on.
That part I do realize. Y'all losing friendships right here too?
Baby.
That made me thankful. Cause
Yeah.
I think about my friends. It's like, thank y'all. I love y'all.
For being good friends, right?
Yes.
Let me talk about somebody that's not a good friend. And maybe he was. Maybe at some point he was a good friend. It's Wendy Williams' ex-husband.
Oh, child.
Let me find the right music for this. Let's see. We're gonna go with I don't know. I'll just do this one. I don't know. Wendy Williams' absence from her talk show will continue into November. So during the midday, I shared a story about Wendy Williams' ex-husband being engaged to his now fiance, who was his mistress. And he got her a $80,000 ring. He proposed with an $80,000 ring. And Wendy was already saying that she felt like he was spoiling her and they were enjoying life off of her dime. That's what she felt. And y'all know, like, Wendy just had COVID. And while she was in the hospital for COVID, they also ran her for a mental evaluation. And nobody really knew what was there. They didn't know what was going on. So that's what was going on. Not only does Mr. Kevin Hunter, not only has he proposed to her and they're engaged, but they also have a love child. They have a daughter together. He and the fiance. What's her name? Let me find her name.
Wendy's mistress. Let's go ahead.
We don't care what your name is, girl.
So no, we do because I
We
want to.
do.
I mean, it's accurate because we don't know, and this is where I'm going again with this. Hold on, I gotta find her name. Oh please, $80,000. Hunter brought a ring. Her name is Why y'all don't want to tell me the girl
'Cause
name?
no one cares. That's what I'm trying to
Oh.
tell you. No one's probably posted it.
You know, when you
Uh,
the side chick,
she's
it's always that girl.
Listen, all right. She's Hunter's
Mm.
baby mama first, and now she's gonna be, the girl that Hunter cheated on.
Sharina
with Wendy.
Hudson.
Oh, way to go! Article.
Sharina Hudson.
At the bottom.
We had to do a little research there. Sharina Hudson. So I was reading this and I was thinking about how, whatever it is that Wendy and Kevin had at some point, that's what they had at some point. Maybe at this point they no longer have that. And what he has with Sharina is what it is. He and Wendy are divorced.
Mhm.
And I'm quite sure that he found a way to make his own money and make his own living, even if it were through Wendy. But now he's making his own, and he proposed to the person that apparently has his heart. So my thing was, why is society so hard on people who make decisions for themselves, even if somebody ends up getting hurt?
Ooh. Did you think about that first? You said she sprung it on us. Everybody looked around.
Okay.
Yeah. It was one of those
Some
things.
hard questions.
Hey, Sonya. Hey, Christina.
Let me put on my
Child.
Why
my
thinking
therapist
cap?
hat.
Why do we go that way?
Baby, she
Like,
make me have to
Is
sit
it
up.
like could it be based on somebody's own trauma? So like, okay, I always feel like I'm expected to receive something because I did not receive this or that from childhood. I don't know. Because I know I've had an instance where I gave a lot
mhm.
and I felt like I deserved so much back. But then I had to realize like I don't have to get nothing back. And
So-
because I didn't have to do it.
Okay. So you're speaking
So-
like if you were in Wendy's position.
Yeah. Like I gave you so much.
I
and-
upgraded you.
Right.
And you cheat on me, have a baby with a side chick, and marry her and get an $80,000 ring.
What did they say? Is Wendy upset about this?
I mean, they did a mental eval, so maybe it's been some breakdown. And
Oh, she's
not
okay.
yeah,
she's
not
in
only
the
that,
hospital.
but shut up. Not only that, but yeah, she already said some months ago, like she felt like he was living off of her. He was giving
Oh, she
her
was
this life.
crying
Yeah,
about
she was
that.
giving this.
Mhm.
He was giving the new Sharina the lifestyle that he's giving her because of Wendy's accomplishments.
But I wish that Wendy would see that she's so much more than him. Like we don't even think about him.
So
Yeah.
honestly,
But that
like-
kind of goes
like-
back to my point. What we don't know the intricate details of these relationships, and like if this man, like they have a daughter, they have a son together. They have a son together, Kevin Jr., and they had a relationship. Relationships don't always last; they change.
Right.
see, and that's why I say my thought to your question, my statement would be so many times in a relationship we get upset for the upgrade. I upgraded you, but you be in you're in a relationship to grow, to change. If this doesn't work out, you should leave better than what you came. I never understand that statement like, oh, I'm gonna hate you now because now you didn't took me down through there. You didn't grew up.
I
and-
I groomed you. I
Mm.
grew you up, and then
Probably.
you took me down.
And I think that takes a level of maturity, like to accept what growth is in any given relationship, friendship, intimacy. I want you to be better after you and I interact.
You should.
I
be.
want to grow. I want to grow from you. I want to be better. Even it's a blessing or a lesson. Someone who taught me a lesson taught me that statement. We won't bring him up either though.
He ain't buying $80,000 rings on your lessons and lessons.
Mm-mm,
So
mm-mm.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I had to learn that as well. Like everybody that I've spent any type of time with, I've given. Basically, what Sense said, I've given. And there were times when I felt like I didn't get. It was nothing for me to gain. I didn't get anything. I just gave, and then I'm like, okay, so I made you better for the next person. Is
I
that
had to
is that-
realize it was kind of selfish of me because I was like, I keep doing it over and over. It's the point where I gotta hold accountability.
Yeah.
I
To
can't keep
yourself.
blaming
Come on
everybody
now, girl.
else.
Come on now. That's
So
so I
what
gotta
I'm talking about.
stop upgrade?
What
That's
is
right.
it that I
You-
was missing?
That's right.
That I
You
need to
have to
go
be
back
strong
and
enough to be
heal
single,
from.
right?
Yeah.
Hey,
So I can-
sometimes it is just that companionship component. Like
Right.
it's unhealthy. I don't even like you when we. It's very rare I like you, but
Yeah, we
I-
can't even
nonetheless,
have real
you know what I
conversation.
mean? But I'm here with you because of the companionship, right? And I think we have to get beyond that. Once we get beyond that, I think we'll start seeing more healthy relationships, more
Mhm.
flourishing relationships, because people
Ooh.
will genuinely start being with people whom they like, whom they connect
Mhm.
with. Don't be afraid. Right now, take this opportunity. If you're looking from a sign from God, red light, green flag, go, sis, or bruh.
Yeah, for
either
sure.
one.
Gigi just said Wendy this situation is an example of being unequally yoked. So maybe that's it. But then when you start looking at being unequally yoked, and then everybody around you appears to be unequal,
Yeah. 'Cause-
what 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 do you do? Can I not help you? Can I not put you on a little bit? Can I not share skills?
Maybe they just grew apart. I mean, think about how long he's been there, what she's been through over the past 20
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
And he was still there until recently, I guess.
But I don't think his behavior is new, right? So I think it goes back to the core statement we're making.
Mhm.
People choose companionship well before they choose intimacy. And it's because we date with a purpose, right? It's like and on our level, on our economical level, $50 to $75,000 a year. Don't be ashamed of it. On our economical level, it looks like how can we make this work together?
Yeah.
Oh man, when we team up, girl, $150,000 a
right.
year. What we yes, I'm sure on a millionaire's level, this looks different. So no different than we date for purposes. I'm sure it doesn't change. It's just the economical status that changes, right? So Wendy had to be accepting of this for quite a while, and maybe the baby is the straw because we didn't hear anything negative about
nah.
Kevin. Because
Nah.
babe, she kept that heavy ring, sipping that tea.
But you had a
You
baby.
talk about so much.
But you had a baby.
You got proof of it.
The world can prove it now, not just
Oh.
our inner circle. The world can prove it.
Like
now.
that karma slapped you hard,
baby.
It's karma.
And I
is-
bet the
Baby.
baby look just like him too.
Child.
Okay. We'll talk more about this in just a few minutes. We need to take a quick break. You're listening to Vital. The Vixens are here. It's B94.9 WATV. We'll be right back. Talk more about Wendy and what she's doing.
Child bless her.
I want to see what the baby look like. I
You
want to see what the baby look like.
child. Let's Google it.
Hey,
Oh,
y'all,
and we
hang
had a
tight.
question. We had a statement. A young lady online from Facebook, Sheena said, the reason people stay is they don't really want to hurt each other's feelings. That's kind of true though,
So I'm gonna stay and be unhappy.
and suffer in silence. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
So trying to afford somebody else an opportunity to not be hurt. And I'm being
I'm miserable.
drained. Right. Like I just don't believe in that. And I know that it happens every day.
It does.
I encourage people to, I'm not gonna stay somewhere to protect somebody else's feelings, and I'm right here losing it.
I had to grow out
we
of
gotta
that
figure
though.
something out.
It wasn't. It's.
I had to
it's
grow out of
right.
that
You know what I
too.
mean? It's not. Honestly, it's not a taught behavior in our culture, and it's not because white America teach their children date. Thomas did you wrong this morning, girl. Is Larry taking you to dinner? Cool. You ain't got to talk to
Yeah.
Thomas no more. We don't do that though in our culture. Oh my God, I met the love of my life in the 4th grade. We went to all 3 schools together. Stayed with him.
Guys.
This is what's happened to us, and I never envy the other side. I do look at the fact of preparation though, the way they prep each other for emotional healthiness, right?
Yeah.
It's a difference in dating and finding the love of my life. If I have time to date, I have time to figure out what I like. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing that for ourselves. We ain't telling our children that.
I
We
would
telling
say
them.
my mom and dad encouraged me to date.
See?
Like, it really encouraged me.
I'm
Yeah.
talking to one.
Ah,
talk to one at a
see?
time, and that's me. Like I can't do more than that. But
See,
you can't get serious with this one, and yet it's evident that this ain't it. Like it's evident.
see,
So we
when
do
I
have to
started
learn that.
dating. I didn't have no parents, so I had to like just.
Oh, so you
And my
learned
granddad
it.
was old, and he was like, "I don't like nobody." So it was like, "Oh well."
See, it's learned.
Granddaddies don't like nobody.
Yeah, they ain't good enough for you. I don't like them.
So what I'm supposed to do?
Right.
And that's the other part of it. Like, yeah, you feel that way about whoever your child brings around, but
I don't even know how to date you. I haven't been taught on anything. Like I see him interact with his wife, but I don't know nothing about
Right,
it.
because let me tell you, we really assume like our grandparents are the love story from Happily
And they
Ever
went
After.
through-
Yeah.
No cap. My cousin told me, he asked my grandmother, "Did you love my granddad?" And that was the only man she'd ever known. They were married for over
remember
60
you
years.
saying
I
that,
told you
yeah.
that. My grandmother said no. She married him because the man she was dating did not do what she wanted, which was put a ring on her finger. But Arthur was ready.
So okay.
That happened to me.
Baby, she 106 and still kicking. I ain't mad. I think
Y'all
she know
are
what to do.
And on the behind the scenes conversation, stay live. This is what it is. This is real talk. This is how we grow. And it's not even DMR. It's not even the first Sunday yet. This is the last Sunday. So we got
Last
5
Sunday.
Sundays. We'll be back in like 1 minute. Well, 30 seconds. But this is one of those conversations. Do you stay or do you like what? Why are we mad at Kevin? Is it because he cheated or because he hurt Wendy? What are we mad about?
Because the public told us, be angry.
Grandma and grandpa didn't like each other, really.
No, wait a minute now. Don't you talk about mother and daddy. You look in this camera and look at you straight in your face. Don't you talk about mother and daddy. They was perfect until I found out my grandma didn't love him. But you know. Y'all be on cue with these headphones, y'all. I be late.
That's exactly what it is. V94.9 WATV, where the V stands for Vital on Sunday nights. I am Lady Wu. The ladies, the vixens, are in the building. And we were just rapping about some stories and some things that came up in the news and finally came out about what was going on with Wendy Williams and why her show is not returning to the airwaves. It takes a lot of focus and preparation to have a good program, a good show, and to be able to maneuver around your personal feelings to do the show. So I get it. I can't be in front of y'all making saying, how you doing and all that, and I'm around here about to die
Right.
because my heart is broken. I just can't. So I get it, Wendy. So thoughts and prayers to Wendy Williams as she goes through this heartbreak. And then you don't want to say congratulations to Kevin because y'all mad at him, but I mean maybe he found the love of his life.
Congratulations, Kevin.
Them doors.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Probably free.
I was about to say,
Right.
don't do that man like that. You live your best life, Kevin. You and the old girl, I forgot her name already, but nonetheless, you
Yeah.
know.
So, yep. That's what it is. That's what it is. Welcome back, everybody. Second half of the first hour. And Magic City Classic went down on yesterday.
Child.
And like I said, people are still recovering from the classic and trying to figure it out. It was a great time. I mean, it was what it always is for me. I really enjoyed it. Got to do a lot of things. A lot of people went out almost every night. But that's just kind of what it is. I have that energy and I love the people. And the events that I did attend were awesome.
They were.
The game was good. What else did we do? Shouts out to all of you who came to Dread River for that party. That was the V94.9 Classic Experience with Chubb Rock. That was cool.
That
We
was
did
dope.
that.
Yeah.
We look cute. So go see the pictures. What else? The live music scene in Birmingham has been performing all week everywhere. And everybody's been engaged in that and just kind of out and about. Now, because we're in the pandemic still.
Ish.
Kinda, right?
Ish.
I thought about like where people had to go, the options of things to do, and how a lot of it looked to be the same type of stuff and the same places. Like I'm not going to the same place three nights in a row for different parties with the same people. And I saw that 100 times. Like everybody's like, well, I mean, I see the same people. We just put on we put on clothes this time. Yesterday we did t-shirt like Hornet and Bulldog clothes. Like, so thinking about next year and just thinking about the Magic City period and how often is the Magic City truly magic? Is it magical all the time? Was it just really around this time? And is it really magic during the Magic City Classic?
Wow.
I don't know.
I walk around thinking like
I've never really like got out and did a lot of activities before. And this year I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, but work took over. So, but I love to see the pictures and, post on Facebook and Instagram. People having a good time. Wasn't no violence. It wasn't no crazy stuff except for down the street. I'll talk about that in a little bit.
'Cause I was gonna say that man hit that thing
With no car tag. But
That
anyway,
was a lot.
That was a fight.
I like to see the what I saw somebody said black excellence.
Yeah.
It was dope.
All right. For this particular weekend. Hey, Robin said, good question. So I need an answer though. Like outside of Magic City Classic, is the Magic City truly magical? Like what do we do? What do we have that happens that the strip that people can. I've gone to some places and seen some things that really made me excited. So I went to Austin, Texas, had no clue that it was going to be another type of Bourbon Street type situation because everybody knows about the energy of Bourbon Street, right? You're in and out of spots all night. You can, see
on the
anything.
streets.
Yeah, you see anything. You eat, you drink, you can get a tattoo, you can, whatever. You can take shots, whatever you want to do on the street. I would love to see that type of energy here. And I have a couple of questions. For one, where would it be? Two, does it already exist and we just need more venues in that little area? I call it the toxic sidewalk. Those are the first two questions. And then the third question, do the people make the energy of the city? And what's wrong with the people here if we don't have this same energy all the time? Those are my questions.
Okay. I think it does already exist downtown if we just closed off some streets and did it.
Okay.
But I think that, like the other time, I was just talking to somebody about this. Like, we don't have a designated street. We don't have a designated street, right? So Memphis got Beale Street, New Orleans got Bourbon Street. But if you think about it, it's the tourists coming to those places. So we do have a lot of people coming into Birmingham, but
to go to the Civil Rights Institute,
right,
and to go to the Kelly Ingram Park.
And then we have the World Games coming up. So these people coming, where are they going to go to enjoy themselves? To say, okay, I had a great time when I went to the World Games. I want to come back to Birmingham by myself with nothing involved because I want to go on that certain street. And I went to this bar, I went to this restaurant, and I really can't see anybody saying all of that after coming to the World Games.
Now, two things. Downtown, I think it's 2nd Avenue South. It used to be something like New Orleans style. It's the
like
cobble streets there.
Lawrence Avenue.
And it used to be kind of, buzzing about. I don't know what happens there now. And two, don't want to take it out of our communities, but shout out to Trustville Main Street because you can walk around their entertainment district outside with your liquor.
In Trustville.
You're probably not coming out there, but I live in Pinson.
3rd Avenue West.
Right.
I don't on 3rd Avenue.
Girl, Main Street ready down there. Come over there at your own risk, but do come with license and registrations
So
and
is that
insurance.
what Uptown was supposed to be?
Okay. Let's switch the music.
That's where she wanted us to go with that. That's why I tried to say, let me take this to Trustville.
Let's go. So about that. Uptown was supposed to be that. I don't. Okay, so look, when you go, think about the other ones that you just named: Bourbon Street, Beale Street. Those two in particular. I can't think. I want to say it's called 6th Street in Austin. Where else? Those are the ones that I can think of right off top.
Savannah has it too. Savannah,
really?
Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah, like they got like a big strip. They have a big St. Patrick's Day parade strip. Like the whole thing be like shut down.
And that's what this street is. So like it's not. It may be a street that you drive down during the day, but at night, this is what it is. It's a social strip. It's parties. It's music. It's people beating on paint buckets, getting tips.
Oh, it's 3rd.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can see it being 3rd, but the only thing about 3rd,
you can freely be yourself. No negativity. No. Well,
oh no, it's shooting happening.
You can have a little
Like
shooting. You can have a little
Vegas.
shooting and some crackheads walking around.
you think about the
But
venues.
Nobody
but,
ain't really worried about it.
but that's everywhere though. It's still the same. We know that about our city that there are addicts, there are people begging, there are going to be there may be some purse snatchings. These things are happening in these other places as well. We just don't know because we ain't watching the local news, and I am, but most people are not watching local news when they go somewhere for a vacation.
That's true.
And we're so judgmental. We could be so judgmental about any little thing. Like even coming up with these, somebody go, nah.
Yeah,
like,
we
it's
do
just
that.
our mentality. which a lot of people say is the Birmingham mentality sometimes.
And
Because you get so much
uh,
pushback before you get a yes. Like everyone wants to do it, and
Yeah.
then when you start attempting to facilitate it and asking
but I don't
actionable
know,
plan,
girl.
that's what
Yeah.
happens.
I know.
That's what happens.
Because I talk about like an upscale shot house and the idea of that,
Yeah.
like the idea of it. A shot house, I mean, why you got to call it that? That's what it's called. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And I want it to be upscale. That's because that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So, people, okay, whatever. So, where could it be? Inslee has 19th Street, and you think about business districts where people go in and make these buildings venues. They make them music halls, they make them clubs, they make them small restaurants. The business owners do that. And there may be some people who kind of live in between because we know like downtown lofts and condos are popping up everywhere. So these buildings go around those, and that is what brings the culture. Where could it be in Birmingham? We got most of the inner city neighborhoods have a downtown street. Where could it be? I say Inslee.
First Ave.
Pull up.
Yeah, I would say Inslee too, because of the culture, right?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
I like the culture of
Tuxedo
Inslee.
Junction.
I don't think it's not like too uptight. No one has to think like, what's gonna happen here. Like no different than when you go to Beale Street, no different than
Right.
when you go to all these other places. You just go as you are. You go to have a good time. And I think Inslee would provide that, especially with some of the
Right.
initiatives that Inslee have right now as business owners.
And the
even though-
people in the area will embrace, like the people in the area
Will support
adjust
that.
to
Yeah.
what comes. Okay, so I'm gonna use my yard as an extra income. You gotta pay. I'm out here every night parking cars. I
Yeah.
make $200, $300, $400, $500 a night parking cars. People cook.
Yeah.
Like everybody finds a way to make it work. So I say 19th Street for every reason that you said. Because I'm a big proponent from Inslee. I'm from Inslee. I live in Inslee. I love Inslee. It's already set up.
It is.
It's really already set
the
up.
infrastructure for it is available, from parking to maneuvering
Mhm.
to
The
even
side streets.
it's really built
Mhm.
to accommodate that type of flow of traffic,
Now, the
even
next
with
thing
the exits,
is
the
who's gonna do
expressway
it.
there. You are, Woo. We already see that. Y'all,
Mhm.
we're gonna start a GoFundMe. Please support us.
So because people come from the outside trying to come into your
If you are
neighborhood
an
and do stuff.
investor and you're
Okay.
looking for a bona fide idea, we have one for you.
It's here it is, right? So yeah, that's one thing. North Birmingham has a downtown area. They have a street as well.
What about Woodlands? Woodlands?
I was
They
gonna
already
say,
did that
now
one. They
y'all
made it be something different.
Now,
Well, Crestwood
Y'all
took
are
over
from
them. So.
East
Right.
Side, so
I
I'm
think
always
Inslee.
say First Avenue.
Okay.
Woodline, near Woodline, the Woodline, First Avenue
Yeah.
area. I'm always.
I mean, it can happen. So considering that it can happen, back to the original question of, is the Magic City Classic the only time that we truly see magic in the Magic City?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
We was
Wow.
all trying not to say yes, but you brought the
I
question.
I mean,
back
we
up.
got to answer it for what it is.
I mean, people show out. Everybody know the last week in October is when you show out.
And it's October. I mean,
It's,
it's
Yeah.
just
it-
kinda-
they show out, they show love. Like it is a you really, like, unfortunately our per capita square foot mileage is terrible for homicide rates, but I was pleasantly surprised
Mhm.
at the fact that I was expecting a little more rah-rah, and I'm
Yeah.
old, so I was ready, to walk away. But it was really nice. It wasn't, none of the drama came with it, and I think that's what makes it Magic City, right?
Absolutely.
Everybody's out there, you're having a good time, everyone's in their own world. You get to interact so much, just like you said. My fear is taking it into places that we know it would do well.
Mhm.
How do we police that? Because now I think the atmosphere is different. Something happens, like when we put on for the city collectively, we
Right.
don't want to be embarrassed, right?
True.
So, Magic City Classic weekend, you can make headline news, you do something stupid, right? If it's
Same.
something regular,
Well,
Right.
right. Okay. That just brought something to mind. We do, so downtown is starting to look different. It's starting to look different. It's still some segregation.
Yes.
Like when we describe, like, we're gonna go somewhere different tonight. It's the white bar.
Huh.
What?
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's the bar that I go to after work when I leave the office. but we call it like the white bar or the white clubs, and then where the ones down here, these the black clubs. That's where we go. We call those by name.
Yep.
Yeah.
But all of them are in the same vicinity to where you can walk around. So last night I was considering like where I parked for my first event, walking from there down to the Toxic Sidewalk. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go down there and I'm gonna walk. And it was a group of people, and we all said the same thing. We ended up not walking. But what I was thinking about, like if I were in another city, when I go visit other places, we walk.
We
You walk
walk.
this, you
Yeah.
go, you can do that. But what is the thing about creating that same energy at home?
Because I noticed that too. When I go downtown, like us, we in our cars, we moving around trying to find parking spaces. but
Right.
You
What are
see
you doing?
everybody else walking around and standing out, having conversation. It's like, dang, y'all got it like that down here? Oh, okay.
So
Y'all
First
free.
Avenue, all the side streets, basically, all the side streets. You got all of these new little pop-ups that are opening. They are within a vicinity to be able to have a good night out.
Mhm.
But there are some rules and regulations we're gonna have to teach these club owners and these vendors and these promoters. If I'm coming to spend money at your establishment and I'm gonna pay like a whole bunch of money for my friends to drink and eat too, I'm not paying a gigantic cover. Yeah, I said it.
Tell 'em, Woo. Baby,
Because
tell 'em.
it needs to be said. But we're going to talk about that in detail. We're working on some things for the top of the year so that we can learn how to build.
The city.
Like that's a part of building. When people pull up, let them pull up.
That's right.
Ain't nobody finna just come standing here and look. They about to do something.
They got to do something. We got to be able to give the people what they want. They came for a
Man.
good time, baby.
Man.
And they didn't want to, see the Underground Railroad. Thank
Yeah.
you, Civil Rights.
Shouts
Museum.
out to Baltimore, Maryland, checking in. Miss Powell, thank you for tuning in to us. We really appreciate you.
To Maryland.
Yeah, we're gonna bring us up to Maryland, get us in the DMV so we can do a show. We'll come worldwide Woo 2022. So the Magic City, we're gonna do our part at trying to keep the magic going. Like the Magic City Classic could easily do something different, go somewhere
Mhm.
else, or decide, okay, well, 80 years is enough. We tired. Then what we got?
Did you hear the conversation that the contract was up? And yeah,
Mm.
so
Huntsville
it's
is
supposed to
booming.
be like conversation about it possibly being a change. I don't know who out, and I don't want to call a name and somebody be like, no, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
Clouded week.
somebody
but
said.
Somebody said it. That
said.
the contract for the Magic City Classic is up, and someone said, "Do you think Birmingham is going to pay to keep it here because they have other options? Huntsville, Montgomery." I want to say I was with Logan when I said that because he said it screams Birmingham.
It does. It's the Magic City Classic. So there was a conversation about it going back and forth between State and A&M, how it used to. So 1 year to be in Huntsville, the
that's
next
the
year to be in
conversation.
Birmingham.
Okay.
I mean, in Montgomery. That's a lot. That's a lot to try to pull off. It can happen though because it has happened before. That's how it started. But it became the Magic City Classic because Birmingham is the Magic City. So like we would love to have it here. Then there are other classics coming here, and we saw that there's potential for growth in those. I feel an interview coming. I'm going to call my friends down at City Hall and see about having an interview.
Let's talk about
We
it.
can talk about it and figure out what's really going on. Somebody said in a comment that came in, let me find it. Birmingham is not a magic city. It is old, country, filthy, and racist with a plantation mentality.
Ooh,
Oh my
child.
God.
Lord, clutch my
Oh.
pearls, child. Oh, my stone.
Whoa.
Wowza.
Tell us how you feel then.
I mean, don't hold nothing back. Comments say, oh, okay, so Miss Powell says she would love to have us in Baltimore. Okay, boo, we coming.
On the
Let's see how we need to get in touch with you. We'll find you. Yeah, you're on Facebook. We'll find you. And then Robin asked the question, what's in Huntsville or Montgomery? Huntsville is booming.
Huntsville is now the
Yeah, Huntsville.
largest
Yeah.
city now.
Yeah.
Huntsville has a lot of initiatives. The real estate in Huntsville, the market is off the chain. Huntsville is
They got a
attractive.
reality TV show with
I couldn't even come on.
like
The
Oprah.
women of Huntsville. Now, not Birmingham Section 8.
couples, some
Don't do that.
love,
Yeah.
some love and
Doctors,
marriage.
aren't they doctors or
Love
something?
and marriage.
Yeah, medicine or something.
Like,
I
we
don't
can get a
know.
reality show here in
Oh,
Birmingham.
we got that coming.
Baby.
The Vixens.
I
The
mean,
I
Vixens.
mean,
The
you know, like
Vixens.
no, like drama wise, like
We got that too.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
We got all that. We got the drama. We got the intelligence. We got the look.
Will you come? Who
We,
are you?
we got
Will you come?
businesses. It's time for a show.
The doors of the church are now open.
All right, Vixen, stand up. Yeah, you don't have to go anywhere for anything because we do have everything and everybody that we need to be magical. We just need the motivation.
The mentality.
I don't. So, what does that motivation look like? Does Magic City Classic look like the motivation? Okay, so boom, we saw that. We see how people show up and turn up for Classic. How can we maintain that momentum every day in Birmingham?
Well, let's not do it every day because my knees remind me that that's not available. But
Not every day, Will. Okay, that's a lot, sis.
but once, maybe twice a week, I'm gonna do once, but maybe twice, two first for those that can.
Yeah.
I think what you do is no different than the people that were smart enough to organize the Magic City Classic,
Right,
right? I think you figure out how to organize. I think you come up with a group of people that are serious about the vision, not just your vision. It has to be the vision for the team.
Okay.
And I think
The team being the whole city, right?
the whole city are those that are impactful in the city.
Okay.
The whole city don't put on the Magic City Classic. The whole city participates in the Magic City Classic. So
Okay.
we're looking for the participation. Leadership is something totally different, right? It takes a leader to lead, and it will take a group of organized individuals to get this together. It can be done though.
With you just saying that, we went to the green carpet event as
We did.
well. We were everywhere. Let me
We
just say-
were.
Look, we ain't trying to say none of y'all. Okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
I was saying something because I was there by myself with Woo, and I told y'all about how how
We be at you.
snark.
We be out here. We went to several events. We had a great time. But at that particular event, you talk about leadership and how leadership really shapes the idea of what events look like.
Mhm.
So I must say that I like the way that our leadership has events that are welcoming to all groups of people.
It was.
Like green carpet. Well, what does that mean? I'm like, it probably homegrown. I don't remember the idea of what the green carpet is as opposed to the red carpet. But if it were a red carpet, somebody could feel away and feel like they aren't welcome.
Right.
Green, you at the house. Come on.
Yeah.
Or black carpet or just some different
Yeah.
something. So I wanted to just highlight that and think about how you can have a team of people putting something in place that may not completely identify with you and your lifestyle, but there are pieces of everybody in what I saw this weekend.
It
Everywhere
was.
all week, everything we
Yeah.
went to.
No, really, that one event though, like it had like different levels. It, in my opinion, had different layers, right?
Mhm.
Because when we went in, it was like the first floor. You kind of did your highs and hey, girl, and all of that. Photos, had fun. It was really a young, hip vibe. As soon as you walk in, you were like bombarded with like these, the movement.
That's who was
what-
coming to the show tonight. Shouts out to
Oh,
them.
Okay.
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 They had to go home.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they were pretty dope and high
Mhm.
energy, right?
Mhm.
Then you kind of made it to the main area where the mayor spoke, where the host was. The ambiance there was more relaxed.
Yeah.
But
But
then,
let me switch the music one more time before we get out of here.
It
Let me
was a
see.
classic shot house.
Cause I'm drunk.
Let's see what we gonna do. We
I'm
gonna do. I
fuming.
don't even know if I got nothing on that tip right there. Maybe
Yo.
I just dropped this. That's simple. Okay, so yeah, we get outside and what happened? Y'all Rosa put on the whole concert. Lily Bones was lit. I said, "Oh, sis, let me record. Y'all, I'll be ready. I'll show it to you. I shared it on my social media. Lady Wu goes like it now. And T Lovely Bones doing a rap concert alongside Young Dro.
Yes, because I was there and I knew the words, but some other people were there and they knew the artist. See the difference there in the verbiage?
And some people knew neither.
Who is Dro? What is Dro?
Right. Like,
That was
what? They were there.
Yep. That one girl turned around and looked at me. She said, that's your song. Oh, I'm sorry, girl.
Girl, all these my songs.
All of them.
Don't play with me like that.
With the two fingers in
So
your
that's the
head.
thing, right? That's how you keep the momentum. That's how you, and that's when you talk about political positioning. Let me be somebody in some space like that. I function in those spaces now, but if I decided to do anything of that nature, you're gonna get that. You're gonna get.
But it was done well. It
Yeah,
wasn't
you're gonna
done
get that.
poorly. It was done well. And the fact that it was, you didn't have to, if that was not your crowd,
Go
it was,
inside.
it was so many different facets of the party. So I think if you went and you say you didn't have a good time, that was the energy you brought. You didn't want, yeah. You didn't want to have a good
schedule a
time.
session.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And that is the energy that needs to be carried
Mhm.
into the community. That's how you keep the momentum, making sure that everybody knows that they have a spot. So I keep going back to Austin for one, because I was surprised. But it was the whole idea. And well, and like Bourbon Street too. This spot right here may be the hip hop club where hey, they playing top 40 hip hop, right? Twerking and all of that. This one right here may be top 40 blues, maybe a blues spot. Then you go right next door. This one is a mixed Nelly, Pitbull.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It may be that spot. Then this one down here may be a cigar bar. So we needed a space where all of those spaces can be together collectively, and you can go from one to the other and still have a good time.
But you're talking about inclusion, and the city is so segregated to
Mhm.
our non African American, because you see how I'm trying to work on that. Our non African American citizens, they're not coming to Ansley.
If they get a brewery on the
Even though they
corner, they
grew
would,
up-
right?
Yeah,
They grew up in Ansley.
yeah, no.
Oh,
But
speaking about that,
Yeah.
Back
Yeah.
to Inslee, though,
I
now.
saw
Yeah.
something going on at Inslee High School today where I'm not sure. So if anybody knows what was going on, hit me up and tell me. I took pictures just in case it was historical. I don't even know what the hell. I don't even know. I was just being journalistic. Not sure what was happening, but they did have on some shirts and they were out there, may have been praying or singing. I don't know what they were doing.
What was the date when the school caught on fire?
I don't remember.
Oh.
Inslee alumni, where are you? I don't recall. But if you were out there today, let us know. We got about 4 more minutes for you to chime in and tell us what was happening at Inslee High School. I'll post a picture on my Facebook with some question marks so y'all can tell us.
I don't want to make no joke about it because them Ends folks don't play about their school, baby.
Girl, they not gonna make you stand on no chair and twerk outside in
Oh.
the gas station. They not gonna do that.
Yeah, that's
my
not all of us.
I
in
didn't
there,
say that. Censor did not say that. Don't find me on Facebook on Censor Williams and try to jump me. 'cause
Oh,
I
so you
didn't
tell
talk
you
about
tell them
Shaw
don't
High
find
School.
you, then tell them your name.
Even though I went to the illustrious Parker High School. I'm not
Lustrous.
talking about Inslee High School and how
Yeah.
they fed y'all came fireflies after.
See, that was a whole bunch of hate or something, but I'm gonna let you have it.
That
'cause
sounded
you-
historical to me
it,
because I
it was
didn't even know it
historical hate.
happened.
It was historical hate, but she didn't go out this weekend, so she got a lot of built up energy. So
wow,
we gonna let her
shots
have that.
fired.
I'm
Ping,
Um,
ping.
yeah. So yeah, great weekend has been had. A wonderful week. Second half of the show is still about education. Coming up in the second hour, I had the honor of interviewing the national president of the AEA and the national president of the NEA. AEA stands for Educators Association, Alabama
I
Educators
was about to
Association.
say it got to be in Alabama.
And then the N, of course, is
Okay.
national.
Yeah,
I had to
okay,
think about
I
it.
got you.
I had to think about it.
Did you see my face when you stuttered? Like,
Like,
come
well, I
on.
know you know what the hell
Look,
that
I'm
is.
like,
Cause after classic. I don't know nothing. Yeah, you're right. Alabama, whatever, and then national. So it's a great interview coming up. The ladies were high energy. If you watch the news, they did go over to Minor Elementary School, and shouts out to my friend Logan Entertainer, who also does things over there, and they got a chance to talk to him. And it's a really good conversation about education in the time of COVID and what's about to happen. They came during Magic City Classic weekend. They're sharing some things, talking about testing, talking about public schooling. Great interview. So stay here for that coming up in the second hour. And be sure to come back every Sunday, 7 p.m., right here on B94.9 WATV. First Sunday in November is this coming Sunday. And tomorrow is November.
period.
Can y'all believe that? We have one more month after this one that's about to happen. And then we'll be in a new year. Can you believe it?
Going too fast.
Out of here.
So in the new year, get ready for some hot topics. Get ready to be on the show yourself. If you or someone you know has a story that you would like to tell, email us at vitalvixens@gmail.com. VITALVIXENZ@gmail.com. You or those you know may be chosen for a live radio interview. Y'all remember those? Yes. So that's that. If it's you and you have something that you want to share, you know that your story is vital. You know that you have something that people need to hear or something that you're working on, email us. You can email me directly to iamladywoo@yahoo.com. iamladywoo@yahoo.com, spelled just the way it sounds, or Vital Vixens with a Z @gmail.com, and just say, hey, woo. So let me tell you what I'm looking for before we get out of here. I'm looking for some interracial couples. I want some couples. So if that's you or you know someone, tell them to hit me up. Interracial couples you date or you're married to someone that's not the same hue as you, hit us up. That's vital. Have a great week. The second hour is up next.
Somebody answering the question about what happened. 1 second.
Hey y'all, so let's stay locked for a second just to see the comments and see what Rosa has. Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching tonight. We appreciate you. Keep watching, keep coming back, share what you see. Check us out during the week as well. Let's see what happened.
Okay, what was happening in Inslee was the building's getting torn down next week, and so they were taking group pics and just farewell pics.
Oh, so I'm gonna post the pics that I took when I was riding around being journalistic. I didn't know what they were.
Oh, thanks for listening and responding. Let me inbox you and tell you. Thank you, honey.
I was like, wonder what this is. So that's what it is. So yeah, y'all have a great evening, a wonderful week next week. We'll be back with another action-packed show on the first Sunday, which is next Sunday. Bye-bye. Good night. Thanks.